play on Perjangers. Enjoy the show.
We start off this podcast with a very, it's different than the last one we did.
Yeah, because the last one we kind of just jumped right into it.
Well, the last one was very weird. This one it's weird in a different way because we went through solo leveling on the MnM podcast this time. I am Matthew Beergirl, the Madman. We have Matthew Kennedy, and this is MnM, man. We're going through solo leveling, which was a new anime, I think, last year.
Yeah. Damn, has it been a year since I've been waiting for this anime to come back on TV?
Yeah, 100%. It's
Jesus
been
Christ.
a full year.
I ain't gonna lie, the anime, you know why? Because I think I've watched it 3 times already. Like, this is when we went through it again, it was like my 3rd time going through it.
I went through, but I also went through.
I skipped.
I went through. That was one of the anime when I started going to Crunchyroll. It was like, all right, well, let me see what's in the current now, and it was okay. I want to pull up the description now that I have it here. But they say whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but that's not the case for the world's weakest hunter, Sung Jin-woo.
Jin-woo, my man. Jin-woo.
After being brutally slaughtered by monsters in high-ranking dungeon, Jin-woo came back with the system, program only he could see, that's leveling him up in every way. Now he's inspired to discover the secrets behind his power and the dungeon that spawned them. That's one of the best things, is it was already established in this universe that it is essentially like a game universe. You have a skill, you go through dungeons, you have, and
there's healers, there's tanks, there's fucking DPS.
Yeah. And everybody understands that.
Let me tell you something. That's my type of video game.
It's like how people are understanding like esports now. Like, like you look at any of the League of Legends people, and you're like, right. Oh my God, they're going in there without a tank. What are they doing? They're going in there without a healer. Oh my God, they're gonna fail. It's one of those things that when you look at solo leveling, there's a level of actually, understanding the video game world as well as the anime world when you're going through this. The part I really liked was the corporate manipulation of this anime.
Oh, how it was all done for money?
When you go to the corporate manipulation of it, because these random dungeons just pop up, and
but the goods inside are like they're so valuable. The stuff that's inside, like even the smallest stuff that drop holds massive value. So they're making weapons and everything out of this stuff, out of these materials, which is the same thing we do. And I'm trying to tell you, like, it was literally like watching a live action video game. It was great.
Yeah. Like what
it was great.
Do? I mean, if there were random, if you could,
and I felt like it was
tomorrow, and
I feel like it was,
you were a tank and I was
right.
a mage, and we form a party, a Perjangers guild, and we attack these, dungeons. It's the same kind of characters that you get out of that, to where it feels like normal people in everyday circumstances with this anime. But then you have this psychopathic character, but he's almost forced to be psychopathic because it's, oh, you're being attacked? Guess what? Kill 6 enemies. Or your heart stops. So he's being forced into these quests that.
But it's crazy. I feel like the system, the way the system goes, the system is making it fair because these people are just slaughtering other people. for personal gain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the system's like, yeah, nah, like we could play the game, but we're not going to play like on other people's lives so you can come the fuck up. Because remember, the system don't deem these people threats until after they've killed a couple people.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Or perceives them as threats, like the one, you know, they wasn't perceived as a threat until they threatened them like, look, you just going to basically lay here and die and ain't a shit you can do about it. The system was like, oh, well, no, there is something we can do about it. So like,
yeah.
So I feel like the system is there. I feel like the system is there, even though nobody else can see it. It is keeping it fair because it's giving the people who have no idea what's going on. Basically, I feel like the system has an anti-cheat.
Okay. I mean, I liked how it started because this guy, it's not like he was Rimuru Tempest in That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, right? He got thrown into the wood chipper from the beginning. And then he gets thrown into a double dungeon. These guys, after like 10 years, you're starting in this anime to where these random dungeons were popping up in society, and it already became an economic structure in the world that all around the world, there were S rank, there were, A rank, there were E rank, there were D, there were ranked dungeon crawlers. And this random kid, low rank, get an E rank, which is like, hey, we need a pulse. Can you just
we need to say we have A players.
Don't even walk into the dungeon. Just stand by the dungeon entrance.
Wait at the door. And you know what's funny? I've ran games where I've done that to people.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, I just need you. I've been that guy, especially when somebody gets on the game before you and they've already done it. Like, bro, we're just gonna run you through real quick. Just wait right here. Don't do nothing.
It's so boring. You're like, all right, I guess I'll watch.
But you level up so fast.
Yeah, you do. It's like
I understand. Like that's why the show was so great, because I was like, we do that.
Yeah, adding that into the show to where it's like, just sit there, don't worry, just sit by. You're gonna get $3 million. And
just stand here. Here.
When they say 3 million in an anime, I just imagine that's like 3 million yen, and it's not like 3 million US dollars. So it's still a lot of money. It's just like when you're watching the anime, don't expect like you'd be sitting out there making $3 million. Like it wouldn't be $3 million.
Yeah, I never know the currency that they're referring to, because I feel like if you're watching now, you watched it in English, correct?
Yes.
When they talk about the money, do they say dollars or anything? They don't say dollars.
They say 3 million yen, I think it is.
Oh, they do say yen?
Yeah.
See, in the Japanese version, it doesn't say yen, it just says 3 million. So that's a little nuanced difference. I'm like 98% sure in the Japanese version it just says 3 million. It never gives a currency.
So I did it.
Nah, I could be wrong. Could be wrong.
All right. So it's essentially $100,000.
100,000? Still though. I mean, listen, that's still 100,000.
Currency trading is not my thing, but still, it's not that much between, like, when they say like 3 million yen, it's not that much when you look at the American dollar. So like 3 million,
but still, I ain't gonna lie.
A lot. It's still a lot.
Let me tell you something. The way times is right now, somebody said, "Yo, bro," I said, "What? You stand here, right? You ain't even got to come inside. You ain't even got to know what's going on.
Yeah,
you stand here." And when we come out the other side, we're going to give you $100,000.
Yeah.
I'm standing there all day.
Oh yeah. Hey, we got 5 other raids to do. Let's go. Like, play cards.
Listen,
I got a comic to read.
When you come out the other side, I'm gonna say, hey man, do you need somebody tomorrow?
You know what I mean?
When is the next time y'all plan on doing this? Because I would like to be a part.
Hey, you just can't say shit. I'm not saying anything.
I'm a ghost. Listen,
I wasn't even here. You know what I mean? That business proposition to where.
Let me tell you something. The way my life is right now, the people that I talk to, I ain't got a lot of friends. So, I mean, they wouldn't think. They'd be like, "Oh man, your business is doing great. Yeah, awesome.
It's good for you. It's good for you.
Hey man, let me help you guys fix your floors." Like,
yeah, that's it.
I would do small things, but yeah, $100,000 to stand there. I'm there all day. And look, they're doing it for money. We do it for XP.
The main character, he was doing it, and I'd say main character because I completely forget his name. A lot of these anime main protagonists, even their face looks just like the anime you just got done watching. So, you know what anime we're talking about. I say main protagonist, you got him. But the main protagonist, when he's going through it, he is like a masochist because he's struggling. He's not, he's not giving up, but he's also going through absolutely every worst thing that could pop up in the road for him.
Right.
There's a lot of anime out there that they make the character overpowered and they make it kind of like almost cartoonish how his journey is. But this one isn't that. This guy is an underdog the entire way, and he is leveling up to.
And the crazy part is he's an underdog, but he's in there for more than himself.
Yes. Well, he's an underdog, but also he's stronger than the people around him.
Not in the beginning, though. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, not in the beginning. But once the story begins and he starts after the double dungeon and he gets that ultimate healing to where he can pop out a new limb, that's something I think we could all love. First off,
yeah, that's pretty dope.
That out there. I mean, who wouldn't love? Like, oh my God, my arm got bit off by an alligator. Like, hang on, give me a minute. All right, there it is. Oh, man, that's a good trick.
Nah, the system is great. I love the way the writers put everything together. Mm-hmm. Like, because we don't see a lot of good video game adaptation. Right. When they try to bring it to like TV and movies and stuff, we don't see a lot of good adaptations of form.
Horizon was one that I have infamously talked about because they have taken this kind of level of intricacy to their story that made it shine. And that's why I loved Solo Leveling, because it reminded me of that. And it was just in the subtle details of the story.
Yeah, well, listen. What they did was, and I think it was the right move, they didn't focus on a game. Mm-hmm. They just wrote a story based on the genre.
Yes.
Which gave them a lot more freedom. So they were just able to pull. They weren't following a set blueprint. It was more like a map.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like they got Legos.
Yeah.
And they just put everything together and it came together beautifully. I give this show on some real shit. It is a 12 out of 10.
Well, I also like how they built up the story because
the pacing is done so well.
It is
so well.
You see him always struggling throughout the whole series, but his power compared to the other people is astronomical. But there is that overlooming threat, especially when
I ain't gonna lie.
you hear
he became
them
a
talk
demon.
about. But when you hear them talk about the island early on, and you're like, hang on, what's this island?
Right.
Yeah, people shunned it 10 years ago. They threw it away. And there's this overlooming threat. And then by the end of it, you're like, oh, I can't wait for next season. They better be on that island.
Right.
So you have this established thing. And then with the main character, he has side dungeons that he can just level up on, which they seem to be a harder level than everybody else.
Yeah, that's why he's so OP.
And he gets the special rewards from doing
you know what's crazy?
quest.
He basically has unlimited potential.
Yeah, but he has to do those daily quests. Otherwise, you get that penal quest, which saved his ass in that one episode to where,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm about to die. Holy shit, because he has that
penalty.
thing. He has that quirk in that you get the item from beating the boss, and you're like, I'll figure out what that does later.
Right.
And then you get your ass handed to you and be like, oh, I got that for a reason. Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, now. And then you go through it right away. So there's that kind of gamer quality to the show that adds to the narrative. That
Yes.
He is a gamer, but his character isn't. Because the woman that he has I'd say the love infatuation with, because it's not like some anime where like, nah, that's my sister, bro, and she's totally not into me. Because some animes do have that trope.
Right.
But and he says to the sister, no, but there's enough character building outside of the video game story and what he's doing, because his mother, one of the early episodes, they mention a elixir of life and how he has to get to the Demon Lord's castle. So
right.
That's a future storyline, but he has a sick mother that he's going into these dungeons and whooping ass and taking names because he's trying to pay for her bills. He's trying to pay for his sister's medical or college. So medical bills, college bills. This man is grinding 24/7 because that is not cheap. Even in that world, I'm assuming like you still got to bring back some bank. So
no, and you figure it's not cheap either, because his mom was some special shit. Because remember what they said, only one in so many people get it. It was like an astronomical number too.
Yes, it was like 1 in 100,000.
Yeah, it was an astronomical number.
And then
so she's already on special treatment.
Yeah, she's on special treatment, which is super expensive. And even as E rank, he was like, no, I can make money as a dungeon runner. And keep this family afloat. And that's where he really starts off from and then evolves, because that's where his drive is behind his family. We have to make this happen. We have to make it work. And he ends up keeping that drive and determination throughout the series in the first episode, in the first season, to where he goes from a scrawny nothing to where, albeit because of the abilities, becomes a Billy badass.
He grew like 6 inches. Like the shit was crazy.
It's funny later on when you see him react, like meeting up with one of the other characters that was in the double dungeon. He was like, "You in a growth spurt."
Yeah, he was like,
in 6 months.
He saw you changed a lot in 6 months. Like He was genuinely confused. Genuinely, genuinely
It's like
confused.
seeing a 3 foot, like a kid that's like 3 foot, and then
He
all
got
of a sudden
stocky and
he's
everything.
like 7 foot, and you're like, so what happened? It's
Yeah,
probably
it's-
normal.
So the new season drops in January.
We gotta wait that long.
Yeah, the new season drops in January.
I wanted to center around that island, but I also
That
want them
doesn't
to
give
do
us a
it
date on
naturally.
it. Yeah, it doesn't they don't give us an actual date. It just says January 2025. So, I mean, based on how this one ended, we don't really want to give the ending away.
No, but it opens it up. We mentioned the
But it does.
island. We mentioned a lot of things, but we didn't actually give away a lot of the
How it ends is
story.
fucking phenomenal.
Oh my god!
Right, the ending it was a great, phenomenal ending.
It
Top,
was.
top endings.
I love the bosses
And
the
you can
battles he
do,
made.
and you can watch it. I would say in probably a weekend, honestly, because they're about 20-minute episodes. It's only 12, so
Yeah. That's the
you can
best
literally
part
watch it
about
in a
anime.
weekend.
Is that they're mostly about like 20 minutes. Some of the more theatrical ones are about like 45 or so.
Right.
But you have a 20-minute episode to where you have 12 to 13 episodes. If it's a 20-minute anime and there's 24 episodes, that's like their, I don't know, like mainstream, like remember like Lost back in the day? Like,
Right.
24, 36 episodes. We'll add so much into a season. Like, but now you have your special seasons that they have a lot of content. They have a lot of story. They want to put it out there. This one, I think, is perfect at a 12 episode count because you can tell enough of the story and build it just like Dr. Stone to where you don't
I
want
still
to
gotta watch that.
too much away of the story with Dr. Stone, just like this one. There's a lot of potential to build, and there's a lot of ways that you can go that you can expand the story and in certain parts because some animes do that. And outside of just the manga, because I feel like a lot of anime feel like they have to be like almost Bible scripture with manga to anime.
I'm not gonna lie, I think that's one of the reasons I like anime.
Just being like the foretold scripts. Do you like seeing the anime that are a little bit different from it?
So, I just got into reading manga recently. And I was watching Chainsaw Man, and that's what got me into reading manga because at the end of it, I needed to know who Maki was, right?
You can't
So-
stop. At a certain point, everyone will find a manga.
But I
and
love
they'll
the
go on and
fact.
be like, no, I have to see this through to the end.
But I love the fact that when I was reading it, I had already saw the anime. So when I was reading it, the anime was replaying back in my head, and
Yep.
it was verbatim what was happening on the pages. So it was like a super fun read. You know what I'm saying?
That's what happened with me with Dr. Stone. I went to that one when I was trying to get into manga, and I found an app on my phone, and I was like, okay. And I started reading Dr. Stone manga, and then because I got to a certain point in the anime, I was like, all right, you went past the anime. What else did you do?
Yeah, I went past the anime on Chainsaw Man. But again, because I already knew what the anime style looked like, I could animate the pages in my head.
I feel like that's how manga fans are born now. You watch this initial series of an anime, and it's just what they want you to do. And you're like, all right, well, guess what? We have everything else, like Magi, that came out on Netflix. They produced almost all the way up to what they had immediately. And then a couple like Spawn series, but nothing since then.
Right.
But Magi was a really great series. But they used up all the stuff. It's almost like when you're looking at like Full Metal Alchemist. You know, if you have to have that perfect balance of when you pick it up from manga to anime so that you have enough time to build. Because one of my favorite anime, Black Clover, one of their problems later on was that they were catching up too quickly. That's one of the things. It's a very delicate balance between manga and anime of when you pick it up as opposed to when you actually, you know, produce that anime. Because if the anime will go faster than the manga, you know, I mean, even when you look at Naruto, Boruto, you know, any of those old Shonen Jumps, they added in those filler episodes.
Yeah,
And
let me tell you something. In anime, sometimes fillers will kill you.
We're going to talk to old Gam Gam on the side of the road for
fillers will turn you off from the show.
And she's going to teach you how to eat a good beef stew and also
let me tell you
make
something.
A fire.
I watched every episode of One Piece up until I'm all the way caught up on the recents, right?
God bless you, sir. I tapped out at 800.
And this was before they came out with the websites that told you which ones you could skip as the filler episode. So I watched everything.
Oh man, because they came out when I was going through the Naruto, and I was like, oh my God, I can skip some? You tell me which ones are the fillers?
Yeah. There's so much I did not need to watch.
Oh my God, Naruto Shippuden, I flew through. Holy crap.
When I'm serious, when I say filler, they're really just they're about nothing.
Yeah, no,
that's it,
100%.
But I do like how they're doing animes now with the shorter seasons, the shorter, more compact seasons, fast pace, boom to the point.
But there's also a lot more in there with the shorter seasons because there's a lot more nuance. When you look at Solo Leveling, you know, you look at the beginning when he's such a scrawny nothing and, you know, he's being passed over. And then him giving into that temptation of, oh, okay. The first real trial for this guy was when he was with the rich guy and they realized like, oh, that's why you hire E ranks is because you just expect them to take the fall and get killed. And then you take all their shit. And then they murder them. Like, I want that to have a big payoff. I want that to almost kill this main character because when you look at this, like, this guy easily slaughtered him because he had no remorse. So you look at the
well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If it was them or me, I wouldn't have no remorse either.
But then you look at the normal progression of anime characters to where they make this strict decision and then they get a lot of family members and friends along the way and they're like, haha, we're such a happy family. And then this guy's fucking brother shows up and like, guess what, motherfucker? I'm gonna kill you. Everybody's like, no, he wouldn't do that. He's like, actually, you know what?
Right.
Kind of did. But he was a dick, though. But he was a dick. No, he was a dick. You know, there's that kind of, you know, they show that, but it's normal human behavior to a certain point. And it's kind of, you know, almost tropic by now with anime. And any kind of, like, real thing. But how do you make that kind of new is, I think, not a problem for Solo Leveling. Because every episode, you think you know exactly what this guy is going to have to go through. But then something comes out of left field and completely corners you. And you're like, oh, my God, how's this guy going to get out of it? And it's not until he gets.
And let me tell you something. You know what I also like? I like the fact they made him stronger, but he still get his ass whooped.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like I love that. Like I love when they make the characters go through the trials and tribulations of learning the new shit that they have acquired.
Yeah.
It's not like they just get it and all of a sudden they're masters at using it.
No, but the skills they were using helped them get out of those quick dodgy
Right.
situations, and that's cool about it. But also, it's just like you're saying, but that's very much like video games, to where okay, you level up. Guess what? You're on a new level, Buttercup. You're not on that last level.
Right.
You got something. You have bigger hills to climb. So there's that level to it as well, to where that is the expertise in this anime, to where they can take you from not knowing anything about this world or anything, just taking it as something happened in our past to where we turned into a video game. Our normal day. And now, like, you're a hunter. I'm a guy who sells hunter stuff and equipment. Your friends have different occupations, but they're in this world.
Right.
And that's what attracts people to this anime. And outside of that, you have this guy who he's an E rank. He isn't, he's not he doesn't have the skills or even technical prowess to deal with something until enter this event here, just like anime do. But it's how they progress the anime, how they make the characters evolve, and how the story goes, that I'm very interested in this new season that's starting up, because we're in that cusp of a lot of different anime that are starting up that I'm seeing this. And you know me, I'm a dub guy. So I see the subtitle stuff starting to come in. Like, I'm watching Dan Da Dan. Fucking weird ass name, but Dan Da Dan, which is supernatural and aliens.
UFOs, yeah.
Interesting. But then I saw from Commonplace to World's Strongest. That's coming back. Blue Exorcist coming back. ReZero coming back. There's a whole bunch of different series right now. We're in that culmination of a bunch of series coming back, that this is the perfect time of anime switch, because you have the amazing series that are just finishing up, like Near Automata. Just finished up with the 24th episode. A couple of the 24 episode seasons from this past season are finishing up. So there's a lot of different things that we can start talking about, a lot of different series, and start going in and out of. But with this one, I thought it was very interesting to have a world of this kind of video game world encroaching in on the world to a point to where it affects the global economy and corporations and guilds. That's the part that I loved about it, is that the guilds were getting in on it in the beginning, almost like cryptocurrency.
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, no, no, no." And then this construction company with a lot of financial backing starts getting in there, starts taking, we'll take C rank dungeons. We'll start taking these for us and then selling the ones they can't fill.
Yeah, it came in as a business.
Just completely solving that. It's just like one of those things that I feel like that the person that made that made this anime had at least like business management skills on top of anime and story writing and all those other skills you need to make something like this happen, because this is such a detailed idea.
Right.
when you look at it. You know, this isn't Sword Art Online. They're like, hey, everyone just got the same game and got trapped in there, and they got contractually obligated to keep you alive.
Right.
This is something different, you know? I mean, even reincarnation anime is to where they add this game aspect. You know, it's at least on the multiverse thread. This is something different. This is like, you know, an original idea of an alternate kind of invasion on humanity.
Yeah, I think it was a very good and well done. The anime itself was very well executed. Again, 12 out of 10 on my book.
Oh my God.
Highly recommend.
This is probably, I think, our first like golden choice if you're looking at anime.
Top tier. Top tier.
When you're looking at character progression, story, you know, even overall general concept and originality of this premise, Solo Leveling has 100%. It's going to exceed your expectations because it's going to continue to. It's going to continue to progress from here because they, at the end, like I just said it during many times during this podcast, during the first season, the first episode of next season, I guarantee you, it's going to be one of those things where I can't wait. I will watch the subtitled version just so I know how it
What's
happens.
going on?
And then I will watch the dub version.
Yeah, I've told you, I've watched. This is my third time going through it. So,
I mean,
top tier in my book. Let us know what y'all think.
Give me a
If
game.
you watch it.
Give me a fucking Solo Leveling game.
Oh, there is one.
Thank God. It's
Yeah.
probably about like $15 on Steam.
I'll tell you.
Hold on, I'll tell you. That's the thing about I forgot about anime is that all of them are like programmers too. So they're like, all right, we have an anime and we have a game.
It was actually free.
Oh my God, it's free. We have, dude.
But it's not out yet. It doesn't come out to 2025. It's on my wish list.
Motherfucker. All right. Well, that's going
And
to
it's
be
called
attached.
Solo Leveling Arise.
That's our future video is going to be attached in the description below when it comes.
I hope it doesn't give me creatures that I'm going to see later on in the anime. That'll piss me off.
Well, by 2025, I mean, we'll have.
Well, yeah, because it just says 2025. It doesn't give a month or anything.
So
It's
it'll
just
probably be
2025.
the beginning of the anime, like they did with like Naruto, with all those shonen Ultimate Shonen Jump games.
I mean, yeah. I'm watching the intro video. I feel like I've seen people play this game on Steam though, or on stream though.
I mean, maybe
This-
they got
or maybe they're
like,
playing
special
some-
access or something.
I don't know. See now I'm real curious. Now I really got look.
I mean, I think anime games really need to reach out to us and give us their stuff so we can review it. You know, MnM podcast is reaching new bounds. Anime and anime games.
Yeah, I'm watching this guy play right now.
It's an
Real
interesting premise when you take stuff like that because I bought a Sword Art Online game before I returned it because it had the worst controls that I have ever experienced in a game.
Your controls?
If you have horrible controls, I'm gonna return that shit. I can't help myself.
Yeah, I don't do. Your controls got to be nice and
With a keyboard, you know what the controls are. AWSD. Don't go outside of that. You know, I mean, if you want to make, you know, if you want to make any other letter work, that's fine. But everybody with a keyboard, AWSD. I know
Right.
you have you can just map it how you want. I shouldn't have to. you should know me as a keyboard, player on the PC, AWSD, Control, Shift, I mean, dollar games get it right. I don't think it's that much to ask for.
Right.
Especially when you're looking at Steam. There's thousands and thousands of free games that get that right. But no, you're going to be different.
He said, but no, you're going to be different.
Just
There's always one.
just use the regular controls. Okay? It's like that iRobot moment. Like somebody was telling me you drove your car in manual mode.
Right.
Just use the automatic mode, man. It's fine.
Oh man. All right, what's the next one we're watching?
Look, man, I've been looking at it, and because it is another one like this, like Solo Leveling, to where I see a couple episodes. I want to ask you, how familiar are you with Initial D?
You talking about with the motherfucking Toyota AE86,
Yes.
the drift jump?
Yes.
First off, that was one of my first original animes that I got into was Initial D.
Oh my God, will you love this next podcast we're gonna do, because MF Ghost, Japan adopts self-driving electric automobiles and renders most gas engines obsolete by 2020X. The fast cars find new life in the MFG, a racing circuit held on Japanese motorways. Drivers from around the world race for a shot at the title. Katana Rivington, from Britain to Japan for MFG, goes from those places to MFG to find his father. He can he win the title and find answers? Buckle up and push it to the limit. That's the description. As I get to episode, it was 2 or 3. I think it was 3. It references Initial D.
Okay.
And the Takayama drifting method. And I realized that this anime is in the Initial D world. And the car that this guy, Kantana Remington, is driving is a Toyota FRS.
Corolla AE86.
An 86. And his number on the side is 86. So a lot like why Toyota made that car, it is being put into the anime. And that's why I would say that this is the perfect anime for that, because it is so much less pervy of an anime. There was no high school hookers involved in the 5 episodes I've watched so far.
Right.
So I imagine having that little amount of, prostitutes involved at least increases the anime production level a tiny bit. So,
right,
I would say MF Ghost is great because it gets the...
How many episodes?
There's 12. And
right.
2 recent that are only subtitled. You know how I always look out for the dubs, but you got to watch out for the episodes that are just subs right now to see where it's coming from, especially when they already have a dub first season. So with this one, there's really good CGI. And with an anime car show, you have to have CGI. And it has to be good because you have with
it's on Crunchyroll.
And it's just like Initial D, to where they are taking actual physics of cars and how a car reacts, how the rubber of the tires react, these are car guys making anime.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
And
That's gonna be the next episode.
It's just like Initial D, except it's in the modern world, to where this is a motorsport that everybody watches, like 300,000 plus, or 300 million plus, or 30 million plus, viewers nationally check out this motoring racing sport that came from this same world of Initial D. So
MF Ghost.
MF Ghost. That is going to be our next one. Solo leveling. I think we both, once again, 2 thumbs up.
Yes.
100% approve. And we can't wait for the next season.
Definitely highly recommend.
Yeah, man. 100%. If you love games, if you love just a really good story in an anime, you'll love Solo Leveling. And
yes.
especially if you love an underdog story, this is the ultimate underdog story. 100%. You will not find Rocky has shit on this guy. Okay?
Yeah.
The amount of fucking gore and physical trauma this guy has gone through. It wasn't eating raw eggs and running up the fucking Philadelphia Art Museum.
He was getting his ass whooped.
And limbs ripped off. So
Whooped.
I didn't see that in Rocky.
But it made for a great anime. And with that being said,
yeah. We want you to know that we love you, we miss you, we want to see you next time. Until then, game on, Wallhangers! Bye-bye!
bye, y'all.
Bye.